And I'm going to skim through this as fast as I can. Let's see. Yeah, cayenne pepper. I mentioned cayenne pepper. And I mentioned beets. So read through that and add that to your list, your grocery list. Or if you have a garden, grow some beets. But anyway, beets, cayenne pepper. What else? And I talk about the rationale behind it. So make sure you read that. Okay? What else? Okay? Raw milk. Alright? And number 10, raw milk. Feed the pump. I talk about raw milk, and then I talk about eggs. Alright? And I talk about what can help you digest your raw milk. Lactase drops. And you can get them on Amazon. You drop them into the milk, okay? And it'll help you digest it instead of, you know. You know. And another option besides lactase drops is capsules. You can take some lactase capsules, okay? And that'll help you digest the milk. Also, when it comes to eggs, you know, and I mentioned pasture-raised eggs, okay? That's important. I even talk about peaches, so you don't stink up the place too bad. All right. Right here, I put for ages, milk and eggs have been on the top of the list when it comes to easily accessible foods that promote growth, rich in vitamins, minerals, and growth stuff. All right. I also talk about mineral metabolism. You should look up foods and supplements in your area that support mineral metabolism. Well, make sure you do that. And it's spoken of more a little further down. Okay. So, yeah. Support stem cell release. That's as simple as going on Amazon and typing stem cell release. Okay. Simple. And you can go through the products and see which one you think is best. Okay? But let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Actually name a stem cell releaser further down. But let's see. I talk about Grow Tall folklore. All that stuff, you know. Don't just brush it off so fast. Okay? Grow Tall folk. Like, there could be people in your area. There could be practices or stories about how to get taller. There could be truth in it, you know. Sometimes that's how you gotta find it. And I share an example here. And check it out. Second to the last paragraph, where I say, now I wouldn't recommend going back to drinking gallons of milk mixed with cattle blood, but definitely consider organic beets blended in raw milk and raw eggs with cayenne pepper. I just gave you a drink. Beets, raw milk, raw eggs, and cayenne pepper. And I even go into the amount. In this last paragraph, I say, I heard they drank about 1.5 gallons of milk per day. When I was having good height gains, I was drinking around half a gallon a day. I don't think I ever was able to chug down a gallon. At most, maybe 3/4 of a gallon. But that was only once or twice. Okay? Giving you the goods, folks. Giving you the goods. Over here I talk about organ meats. Okay? Kind of kind of gave you a little clue about fats, but anyway. I point you in further down. I point you in a direction that actually brings you to everything. But look at point 14. Reach and stretch like a growing baby. Okay? And so, see how babies put their toes in their mouth? It's similar to the double-legged forward bend. Okay? So I talk about that. Stretch. And then I talk about the elongation stretch. Okay? And I talk about how these stretches are active, not passive. I talk about how the babies are reaching for everything. Okay? Yeah. And I say, babies drink milk all day and stretch and reach, even with their feet. And once they start walking, even before they start walking, they reach for everything. And for them, it's a workout. Whatever they're reaching for, don't come easy. So then, I encourage you, give you an idea. You could reach for the ceiling in your home. On videos on my channel, it shows where I've marked up the wall. I put goal posts up there. And they were put there for me to reach for the different lines and to see how high I was getting. You could do that. Okay? So I just told you at least 3 exercises. You could reach for the ceiling. You could do an elongation stretch, just like babies do when they first wake up. And you can do a double-legged forward bend. You notice? All of these things involve reaching. Even with the double-legged forward bend, you're reaching for your toes. It's basically a sitting down toe touch. Okay? You're reaching while you're stretching your whole body. With the elongation stretch, you're stretching, but you're reaching. You're reaching with your feet and you're reaching with your hands in opposite directions. Active, not passive. Okay? And it's the same way with reaching for the ceiling. When you reach for the ceiling, you don't have your feet flat on the ground. You tiptoe. Engage your lower body. Some people wonder, can they grow in their lower body? Well, I say, well, I doubt it if they never engage it. You see, if you don't believe it, you will do things to support your disbelief. And so all you'll say is, you can't grow in the legs. Well, the reality is, you never grew in your legs because you never believed you could. And so you never engaged your legs. Okay? So even if you don't believe you can grow in your legs, that's fine. Engage them anyway. Just see what happens. In fact, before you start, why don't you get an x-ray and have it measured, have your bones measured, and then start a routine, engage your legs. You don't have to believe your legs can grow. Just engage your legs, do the right nutrition, and do it for a period of 90 days. See what happens. That's something you can try. All right, we'll move on. I mentioned getting Grow Tall books and watching Grow Tall videos. That's what I did. Okay? There's nothing preventing you from doing the same thing. I also watch videos about nutrition that featured Sally Fallon. Sally Fallon inspired me to try to grow taller as an adult because I was 33 years old and I was introduced to one of her videos, and I was watching it, and I saw how she was reporting on what Weston A. Price discovered, and looking at different types of people all over the world, different groups of people. Some groups were tall, some were short, and others were in between. And there were similarities in diet across the board, whether you had the tall Maasai or some tall group from another ethnicity. They may have had different diets, but there were certain similarities in their diet that contributed to their height. And they would notice these things across the board. The same way with people who are short. Whether they lived in this area or that area, there were similarities. So certain diets produce short people, certain diets produce tall people, other diets produce people in between. And she said all of this in a speech where she's like standing in front of a red curtain. Okay? And I mentioned this at some point in this write-up as well. Okay? And again, I talk about the 3 bullet points. That's where most people fail. They don't even know how to measure progress. The most reasonable and sensible approach. It's more reasonable to measure your morning height instead of your evening height. Okay. Here it's okay if you can't afford to work with me. That's fine. You can still get height increases. I got my first height increases by downloading Grow Tall ebooks and looking at popular Grow Tall videos on YouTube. I combined that information with what I learned from Sally Fallon and her lectures on nourishing traditions, all on YouTube. I remember also I bought some stem cell releasers from Whole Foods Market. It was called E3 Live. So there it is, a name of a stem cell releaser. I tell you where they sell it. I tell you what form I took it in. And what else do I say? Yeah. I say get in them Grow Tall ebooks. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make the beet drink. I recommend it if you're comfortable with the risk. You know, some people are afraid to drink raw milk and raw eggs, but you know. Say take those stem cell releasers. Take the time out to watch a Sally Fallon lecture. Okay? And I even describe which one. Okay? Now I'm going to read through this because I think it's very important. Okay? Many years ago, I encouraged my viewers to look at the lectures of Sally Fallon. It seemed that no one really paid attention to what I was saying. But guess what? A few weeks ago, I saw a video of a guy sharing how he went from 5'9" to 6'5" in 1 year at the age of 17. Guess what dietary lifestyle principles he was promoting? Those that Sally Fallon and Weston A. Price promoted. He was even drinking a gallon of raw milk a day. Getting 9 hours of sleep too. The milk may have helped with that, by the way. As I watched his video, I had to wonder if he'd come across one of my earlier videos years ago. Maybe, maybe not. He also may not have seen a Sally Fallon video, but who knows? he was definitely speaking the same principles that she taught. Her info is priceless for those interested in being taller. I actually displayed Sally Fallon's book and read from it on video. How did those videos perform? Low views. The best one didn't have a single thumb up. But in the meantime, while viewers ignored my life-changing content, another guy was following the same nutritional principles I was sharing with my seemingly unappreciative audience, and he was having the growth spurt of his life. 8 inches in 1 year. True, he was still within that adolescent window for growth, but he maximized his opportunity and profited from it, even though the window was narrowing. And it was just refreshing to see that someone actually got it and used the right nutritional principles in order to gain height. If you're past that adolescent window of opportunity, it makes no difference to me. I believe in my soul that you can gain inches. I know for a fact that growth beyond puberty is possible. I don't doubt it one bit. I'm living it. I've seen it in others. Okay, I've seen others live it, yeah. So, I say on here, growth can be a choice. I'm only interested in seeing results. Let's see. Oh yeah, here I basically recommend that you might consider getting your own height increases first before you even consider joining the Grow Tall Millionaires Club. Make your own success story. Okay? And I state the reasons for that. Alright. And that's it. That's it. So, I'll end it there. If you're deciding that the Grow Tall Millionaires Club is not for you at this time, that's fine. Like I said in the previous video, read through the information, absorb it, and apply. Okay? And I hope perhaps to hear of your height increases in the future. And if you are deciding that the Grow Tall Millionaires Club is right for you, then great. Then great. I'll see you on the other side.